Hello and welcome to Guns and Gear. You know, a few days back I posted a video about the Polytech AK Hunter rifle that I have. And one of the things that I said about that rifle was it may appeal to people that are looking for a rifle that has some capability, but it doesn't have that stereotypical tactical look about it, you know? And that got me to thinking that there's another rifle that I should talk about along that same line. It's a rifle that has been hugely popular in the United States in the past couple of decades. And it's another Russian design. Now I know you've already looked at the title, and so you know I'm talking about the SKS rifle, right? I know if I hadn't put that title there, these days people would probably think I was talking about a Mosin Nagant. But for a very long time these rifles have been imported in large numbers. And they are extremely popular for good reason. They were sold at very inexpensive prices, and you were getting one heck of a bargain because this is just a great little rifle. Now the designer was Sergei Semenov. At any rate, I think he did a great job with this rifle. He actually edged out Miguel Kalashnikov in a design that he had put into those same trials. No, it wasn't the AK. But you know what? The AK came soon after, and this rifle saw only a short life as a first line option, but it saw many decades as a second line option of a rifle for the Soviets. And there's no doubt in my mind that somewhere on this globe this rifle is seeing service today. It's a very dependable rifle. It's a pretty good shooter. The barrel's a little bit longer than an AK. It's around 20 inches. It doesn't have assault rifle types of characteristics in its design. It was designed to be a semi-automatic, not selective fire. It was designed to have a hinged magazine with a capacity of 10 rounds, okay, and not the detachable box magazine that you often see associated with an assault rifle. It does use, it was chambered for 7.62 by 39, right? And that's a good intermediate cartridge. It's in that same family that I've been talking about in the defensive rifle videos that I've been making, that intermediate range. And all in all, it's a good choice. You know, I've had people specifically ask me about this rifle, and of course I would say that it would make a fine defensive rifle. Now it does have some limitations, all right? Because of its design, it was made to feed by stripper clip. And if you look at the bolt, there's an indention in there that the stripper clip would fit into, hold it into place, and you load the rifle from the top. Now you see this magazine, in front of the magazine you see a magazine release. But that wasn't for loading the gun by any means, okay? That was what, if you were finished shooting this rifle and there was rounds in the gun, you could dump the magazine out and get those rounds out without having to jack the bolt, you know, and do that kind of a thing. All in all, this was a great design. What else can I say? Now this is a Russian-made rifle, and the reason I know that is only because I went to several sites on the internet, and I got 3 or 4 sites saying the same thing about the cartouches and markings on this rifle. This was manufactured at a plant called Izhevsk Arsenal. I'm probably butchering that up, but it's not my fault, folks. You know, it seems like to me that Eastern Europeans could use a few more vowels to help a guy out. At any rate, it's also stamped 1953. Now you see the spike type of bayonet that's on here, and I put that on there. It originally came with the blade style of bayonet, and that's really the only change that I've made to the rifle. I've left it pretty stock. It's just an outstanding gun, outstanding design. Now, if I could change anything about the rifle, I like the look of the wood, even though it's a little bit beat up and dinged up. I just wish that they were longer, right? You know, yeah, I understand about the cold winters and the heavy clothing, and that's the reason for the short stocks on their rifles. But I live in Virginia and I'm tall. I wish there was a little bit more stock there. At any rate, I thought I would show this rifle to you. You know, there's been a lot of panic buying taking place in recent months, and you know, we see a lot of price gouging even still, and we see you know, a lot of rifles that just are not available. And for those folks that don't want to spend $1,000 for a Wasser 10 AK when that used to be a $400 or $500 gun, or they don't have $1,200, $1,500 to spend on a AR-15. I'm sure these rifles can be found for much, much more reasonable prices. You know, these things are so popular that they sort of sprang up a cottage industry because there are just so many different accessories made for the SKS rifle. There's all manners of types of stocks and different types of magazines that you could use to maybe increase the capacity if you wish to do so. But there's just a lot of accessories out there, and you probably can still run across some of that stuff and get probably a decent price for one of these rifles, and you know, you'll be doing all right. You will not be sorry. If you decide to leave it stock, you know, get you a handful of those stripper clips and get out there and practice loading the rifle. I've seen folks that can really keep one of these rifles in play. You know, it's not that difficult. All right, folks, this is a little video about the Russian designed SKS. I appreciate you watching my videos, and always remember to shoot straight on the range and in life. Thanks.